record and just show you how I engage. And so you can see how quickly I can get this done. Well, I'll put the timer up here and you can just see, let's let it go. So I'm listening to somebody's segment right now while I'm doing the video, and he's talking about apps. It's called the world of apps. So I do some applause there, I listen to it, and then boom. Now, just so you know, when I consume somebody on podcast, I'm listening to them at the faster speed. I need to consume your words quicker than they're coming out of your mouth, because I can hear really, really well. So I'm going to go here to World of Apps. I'm going to do a quick call in. World of Apps, sure, the crazy Asian. Love your station. Love what you're going to be doing. I need this because I want to know what apps are coming out, what I should be partnering up with, what I should be downloading, what I should do to consume. Like that there is a meditation app. That's really cool. Pause. I'm glad you brought that up. In all your searching, have you found a good dictation app? I would love one. Sherm's out. And so now it's doing its thinking. Boom, I put it in there, caption. Awesome station, dictation, exclamation point, dictation map. So something that's very interesting when it comes to consuming of content is that we often like the DJing of content versus just the spilling of information. General information, not that useful. The specific DJing of information we like. Think about watching one football game versus watching Sports Center. So more people will probably consume Sports Center, a broader range of individuals, than just one specific game. Let's see, you got shouted out on Kevin's station. I'm clapping. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, he's gonna give me a shout out, and so I'm hearing him give shout outs to everybody else. Real quick shout outs. So I'm thanking him, give him some claps, some engagement. Okay. Talk a bit later. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Meant to download call into the station. We go to call-ins. Boom, there it is. I play it. What? Look at that. He's a Bears fan. He's saying it's on rocky ground now that he found out that he's a Bear fan, Packer fan. Oh, let's set that up. Brian, my mental download. I love that you're a Bears fan, and I love that you're unapologetically a Bears fan. I grew up in Chicago for a short stint during the Walter Payton, Jim McMahon era, and I absolutely love the Bears. But now that I've lived here in Wisconsin, I say it like I'm from Wisconsin. I am a Packers fan because I've been here now 14 years. This is the longest place I lived my entire life. I went to 3 high schools. I've been all over the world, literally. So I will give you a little bit of a history here. Started out in California. That's where I was born. Then from Sacramento, then moved down to LA. Then from LA to Chicago for 3 years. Then from Chicago to Ohio for 2 years. Then my high school years were in England. Wore uniform. You know, we braked for tea and biscuits, which, by the way, aren't as tasty as they sound. However, digestive cookies are the bomb. So Simon says learns as listening to this, digestive cookies are the bomb, man. Plus, Cadbury chocolate is way better than Hershey's. I'm sorry, Hershey's. You got to step up your game to Cadbury's. It's weak. Cadbury's is awesome. So anyway, so the high school years, freshman, sophomore year at this British school, wore the uniform, went to school on Saturdays. And then my junior year, I actually moved away from home. I boarded at a school down in London, and it was an American style school. My roommate was from Japan. He was an awesome dude. And then I came back to Ohio again. That's where I graduated. So 7th and 8th grade, and then senior year in high school, same place in Ohio. tiny town called Solon, and then went to BYU out in Utah for 1 year, then deferred for 2 years, went to served a Christian mission in the Philippines. I was the thriller in Manila. Learned Tagalog, Filipino. Never knew what that language was until I got there. Well, you do a little bit of training at this training center, and then you go there. And then came back, graduated from school. Upon graduation, worked for a bit, and then got the job out here in Wisconsin, and this is where I've been ever since. So it's been pretty fun. So I give you a little bit of background on that. Brian, I could have liked any sports team at that point. The Cleveland teams kind of sucked. But then now that I'm here in Wisconsin, 14 years, I'm a Packers fan, man. So it would be awesome. So you got your passions, I have mine. You wear the Bears fan. You wear a Bears jersey. I wear a Packers jersey. We go to a game. We love it. You can rib me a little bit. I can rib you a little bit. Nothing super serious, right? Because we don't play. We're just cheering on basically uniforms as players keep changing and things like that. But it's a lot of fun, right? So I'm going to put a link if you want to get on my station, right? And you want to have a podcast time with me. You want to have a one-on-one conversation. I use Calendly, and you can have, like, there's literally just a positive vibes call, 15 minutes. There's a coaching call for 30 minutes. There's a business call for an hour. There's the podcast call for 45 minutes. So feel free to just link it up. I'm going to put the link so you can just click on it and then go, and let's schedule it up. So, and I invite anybody. If you want to get on my calendar, you're more than welcome to. And again, if you can't get in a certain time, just keep pushing yourself out. I do have a full-time job. This is just for fun. It's just me being me. What's up? Sherm's out. There you go. That's how it gets done. So that's just doing the quick podcast. So this will be a fun segment, I think, when I upload it, that you can kind of just get the context of what I'm doing here. So now it's been basically 7 minutes. So calendly.com/Sherman On. So what's so I'm just putting the caption in there. So the unique thing about Anchor is when you put like a hyperlink, it'll actually be clickable when you look at the caption. Boom, they can click it and it'll automatically go straight to the calendar. Calendly. That's a really poor name. They really should have done a better name with that, like Super Calendar, or Schedule Me Up, Calendar Me Down. But Calendly, who came up with that? That's not a good one. Okay, boom, nobody's called in. That's good, because what I want to be able to do. So now I'm just going through the feed, and I want to engage with these people, right? So somebody's recently favored my station. So Open Open Delights commented. She got it. IG, boom, we're connected. And then Healthy Vibe Tribe favorited my station, so I'm going to go over to them. I'm going to listen. Open it up. Here, intro and my ramblings. Even at faster, she's speaking way too slow. For me. Kimberly, Healthy Vibe Tribe. Liking her stuff. I'm listening to her segment. That's all I'm doing. Okay, now it's been 9.5 minutes. Okay, done. That's good enough. Kimberly, Healthy Vibe Tribe, thank you for favoriting my station. Appreciate you taking time to check out any of my segments. Looking forward to hearing some of your ramblings. Congratulations, downloading the app, doing your first podcast. Welcome to Anchor This is a great community. Hopefully you enjoy all the engagement that's going on here. And as you put out your content, I hope that you get all the engagement that you're looking for. Sherm's out. Boom, done. So now it thinks it's up. Caption, welcome to Anchor. Anchor, welcome. Well, welcome to Anchor. Boom, submitted it, done. There you go. Applause, applause. Oh, I missed a lot of people. Shoot, whoa. So there's a lot of people that, so then this guy applauded, someone called in, another person called in? No, that's old, we got that one. Commented, I knew Austin Sherman, I grew up in Lancaster, PA. Now in County Tipperary and underinsured. It's funny. Teddy Brown. Teddy Brown, thanks for favoriting my station. Looking forward to the segments you're going to be pumping out. This is Sherman, the Crazy Asian, and I'm out. Here we go. Here we go. Thanks for the favorite. Thanks for the fave. Okay, opened up with the lights, called to the station. I think we already listened to that. Yes, we did. Applause. Metro Download made a comment. No, thank you. And then applause. Echoed. Let's see if she. Okay, good. Okay, pause it. Simon Says comments. Laughing. Okay, let's listen to a segment. Oh, so somebody asked a question, and I'm telling them they have normal, faster, and faster. There we go. Boom, done. Okay, so then let's make a phone call. We're done here on the app. Oh wait, no, I need to do my call-in for today. Personal development. I wanted to focus on, embracing the crazy Asian. So, here we go. Happy Friday, everybody. Sherb, the Crazy Asian. Thank you for checking out the station. If you're familiar, today is Friday. It's personal development. For those of you that don't know, I do a Sherm's speaking series. So that way I have a theme each day where I do in my podcast. So Monday is leadership. Tuesday is career progression. Wednesday is motivation. Thursday is social media, and Friday is personal development. And that way you can consume me whenever you decide to, right? So that way you can ignore me Monday to Thursday if all that you care about is my thoughts on personal development. At the same time, I try to describe my captions or my titles of my segments so that way if they are of interest to you, you can check them out. If they are not of interest to you, that's okay, right? Like my role is to curate information, is to bring forth different thoughts, and not all of them are you going to want to enjoy, right? So some of you might be entrepreneurial and you're like, career progression, I'm happy, I'm following my passions, I'm doing my thing, I don't need to listen to that, right? Where other people are like, you know what, I really need to know how I can build my personal brand, so I'd love to know your thoughts on social media. There you go. So today, here on what we want to focus on personal development is embracing your inner crazy, okay? So that's where I'm going to go off of. Number one is I embrace this crazy Asian. And what was interesting, I was talking to my buddy Andres Escobar, and he's here on Anchor, so go find him. And he and I were talking, and he's like, all of a sudden it seemed like when you embrace the crazy Asian, it seemed like just the gates unleashed a little bit. So let me just talk to you a little bit about that. So for the longest time, I was only on LinkedIn professionally, and then on Facebook, I would post the occasional stuff of the family, and I didn't see any value, nor did I want to put myself out there because my business in the industry that I'm in is heavily regulated. And so about August of last year, August of 2016, I decided I'm going to go all in. I'm going to open up everything public. So I started putting a lot of my private stuff, making it private that you couldn't see. A lot of my kids and birthdays and things like that. So that way, if they decide that they're going to be public, that's their choice. But it's not going to come from me. And so I opened up an Instagram, opened up a Twitter, and then I connected with Madeline Sklar to understand Twitter and started creating a strategy when it came to just social media. And then I just started going all in, right? I was just putting out a bunch of stuff. One of the great things that I did is I followed Gary Vaynerchuk. Those of you that aren't following him, follow him. And I did what he was doing, right? So he was showing me exactly what to do. Plus he was talking about it, and I was just mimicking him, right? I'm consuming this content and I'm doing it my style, right? So I don't have a team, but I'm doing it my way. At the same time, I don't want to do what he does. So again, and I don't like the Jets either. So that's his own choice. He likes the total underdog. He is the epitome of the underdog. And so I started just creating basic. It was just me being me. And so one of the things, if you remember, in the end of 2016, there was just a ton of negativity surrounding the election, right? And the very, very closed-minded, very just crass and rude statements. And so I was like, I just want to be a positive voice out there to the community, to people. And so I decided just to hold myself out there. And so I did. And so it was just me being me. And the first video that I did was I talked about a dollar bill and how it's crumpled up and it's treated poorly. It's thrown through the trash, and it's told that it's a piece of garbage. But what's the value of that dollar? Even though it might be torn and tattered and dirty, it's still the value of a dollar. And that's exactly how some people's lives feel. That's how some people do feel, is that they were kind of put through the ringer, so to speak, and that they feel torn and tattered and not really whole. But their still worth of a human being is unlimited. They're amazing, and they shouldn't count themselves out. And so the moment that I put that out there, I got some good responses from some friends. It was nice, but I got the most amazing one from a friend of mine down in Houston who's kind of been watching me, and he said, hey, I've been watching your story, and I was a single dad for about 6 years, and so he's like, I just have been amazed by you. And so I felt like this video was straight from me, and so I just wanted to say thanks. And that response was like, literally, it was like fuel on the fire. I just exploded, right? And so I just went all in on more and more things and making sure that I had a presence. And so ended up creating about 700 different YouTube videos and giving different advice on different topics. And so I still have a YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check it out. It's Sherman On, not unique there. And then I wanted to embrace me. The reason why I decided to go all in is, number one, is I read the book, Simon Sinek's Start With Why. If you haven't read the book, you can basically check out the YouTube video. It circulates quite a bit on social media. Also, if you find a Best of TED Talks, he basically summarizes his entire book in basically 15 minutes and shows you the golden circle, where you have in the middle of the circle, you have the word why. And outside of that circle is another bigger circle, but then it's the word how. And then outside of that, it's the word what. And so it's the idea that what is your why is going to be far more motivating, not only in business, but also to yourself. And so what I did was I found my why. And for me, it was to leave a legacy by positively impacting people. And by getting that response to that video that I had made for my buddy down in Texas, I decided I'm going to go all in on this thing. I'm going to be me on this platform. I'm going to spread my unique positivity, because I'm kind of a cockeyed optimist, right? Like, no matter what situation I kind of go through, I can kind of just go, okay, yeah, let's find the positive thing. Let's just keep going, right? Like, oh, you lost your leg? No big deal. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. Boom. How do you like that? Boom. I went through a divorce. I was a single dad. Boom. I'm going to crush this dad thing. And my sons and I are going to have the greatest relationship. And we do. We have a pretty awesome relationship. So, and not that I'm a perfect dad, guys. I'm not perfect. My sons and my wife will tell you I'm not perfect. I got married last year. So now I have 4 sons. I'm blessed with sons. So on this context of me going all in on social media, it was to be able to promote my vision and my why of leaving a legacy by positively impacting people. Now, that's whether you and I engage just on social media for 1 second, 1 post, 1 engagement, whatever that was. Or you've known me for a lifetime. I want our net relationship to always be positive. I want to make sure that I've left a positive impact on your life, and I helped you get more out of your life. So then I looked at the different decisions that I make when it came to career. Why did I choose a career in financial services? Well, it's because finances is very stressful for a lot of people. And why did I kind of gravitate towards the opportunity to public speak and to teach? Is because I enjoy the opportunity to help people win. And I want you to have a positive outcome when it comes to your overall finances. So that's why I chose that career. And then I started looking at what I decided to do as I embraced the crazy Asian. And that really started happening really in 2017. So it was just me being me, right? I was doing my own positivity. I was, kind of documenting what I'm going through at the time and the different things that I was doing. And then in 2017, my wife actually gave a talk in church and was talking about how she knew me as the crazy Asian. And I was like, oh my God, because that's how my best buddy is the one that introduced me to her. It was his sister-in-law. And so because of that, it reminded me that when I was a freshman in college back in 1997, sorry, I'm dating myself. I am 38 years old. What's up? And then so I was known as the crazy Asian because I was literally crazy. I wanted to know everybody. I wanted to meet everybody on a campus of 30,000 people. And so I would introduce myself to people. I would get girls' phone numbers like crazy. I loved just getting to know people and hearing their story, even back then. And so I got known as the crazy Asian. A lot of times my buddies would stop walking with me from class to class because a normal walk of 5 minutes would become basically an hour for me. I really don't have a good context of time. I'm typically late to a lot of things. It's something I am really actually working on. It's just that it doesn't get done very good. It still needs to be worked on. And so that's how the crazy Asian came out. Is that I was, and then I DJ'd some dances. I was a master of ceremonies at some different events. I was in the student government. I did a lot of fun stuff, and I just had a blast doing it. And I was pretty well known. And so, not that matters. I was in college, and that was just a small community. So at the same time, there's 30,000 people. So really, how well known are you? And then I decided to embrace that persona and showcase that, because that's really who I am. And so I'm letting you see that now and letting you hear that, and the different mediums allow me to showcase that to you. Sherm's out.